Namaste, this is Master Teacher Jason Campbell, ZenBusinessBootcamp.com, and this is lesson 1 of 3 of the Alchemy of Success for the Spiritual Entrepreneur. I will make these teachings as brief as I can, and they are based on over 20 years of training thousands of instructors and working with spiritual entrepreneurs, studio owners, independent teachers throughout the throughout the country and also throughout the world, in how to take your craft, take your modality, and successfully turn it into an entrepreneurial experience. Okay, so what's the first lesson? Well, there is a first teaching, and this is a foundational teaching, and this teaching is so important that if you miss this and if you don't understand it, it will be very difficult for you to succeed. And in all these different courses, we have the 12 keys of running a successful studio, alchemy of success for the spiritual entrepreneur, for some of you, how to open a successful studio. Well, lesson 1 in all 3 of those courses is all going to be the same. And the first lesson as a spiritual entrepreneur. Now, notice this is not a conventional entrepreneur. We are not hawking pills, potions, and lotions. We are not opening up a hamburger stand. This is something that's very different, because what we're talking about as a spiritual entrepreneur, we are lifting the vibrational frequency. We are taking the cultivation and turning that into a vocation. So it's completely different than most other businesses, or let's use the word conventional businesses. So the first teaching is this. I call it teacher space, focused outcome. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Teacher space, focused outcome. What does that mean? The first job for you, the number 1 job in your job description, is to hold teacher space. What does that mean? It means you hold the vibrational frequency of the teacher. It means that you are not a people pleaser. It means that you are not handing out towels, or they are not throwing towels at you at the end of the class and saying, hey, good job, as they pat you on the back, thinking of you as a servant. No. If you're going to teach one of these disciplines, no matter what your modality is, whether it's yoga, whether it's martial arts, whether it's qigong, whether it's tai chi, whether it's even, as a doctor, as acupuncture, massage, or some of these other holistic modalities, the first thing you have to do is hold the frequency and hold the vibrational frequency. And this should not be a surprise. Why is that? This is why you first got into your craft to begin with. And you first did it because of the frequency, and hopefully there was a teacher in your life that held that vibrational frequency. Now, what do I mean by that vibrational frequency? Well, in spiritual cultivation, we're looking at non-attachment, non-resistant, and non-judgment. What does that mean, really? Well, we could go on for hours and hours about that, but to make it very, very simple is you stop your inner dialogue. You hold the frequency as a teacher. You're not out there going blah, 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 blah about the weather and about stupid stuff. No. You're there to hold the frequency so that others can lift their frequency. Because, see, everybody comes into class so turbid. Everybody comes into class blah, 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 like the monkey mind. And the incessant stream of thinking. And your job as a teacher is to cut through that and to hold that vibrational frequency. Okay, but see, that's teacher space, but there's the other part of that, which is called focused outcome. So we have teacher space, non-attachment, non-resistant, non-judgment. I mean, it's very, very clear. You're giving students correct direction in your, teaching correctly, not as a people pleaser, but as a leader. But then we have this focused outcome. So if you are an entrepreneur, non-attachment, non-judgment, and non-resistant is not enough. You have to have goals. You have to have a direction. You have to have some sort of forward momentum. And another way of saying that is to have a clear, focused outcome. Now, what are the focused outcomes? Well, if you walk down this path, there's going to be a lot of focused outcomes you're going to have. And we even start just as simple as revenue goal or enrollment goals, or even your personal cultivation in your personal practice. And so there's the, be in the moment and be in the now. Yes, but then there's that other side of that. There's that balance of clarity and knowing exactly where you are going. And then when you clearly know where you are going in your business and you have very, very clear goals, well, then you can navigate and make good decisions in navigation in getting them. So the first lesson is teacher space focused outcome. Another way of saying this, if you look at the Dow symbol right here and the Dow symbol on all of our logos, on all of our literature, there's many translations of that symbol, but one of them means an individual that possesses both privileged information with a directed purpose. Privileged information, that is your craft, that is your cultivation, also a directed purpose. Can you see how it's fundamentally the same teaching? So we start with the Dow, we start with that Dow symbol, and everything from that you're going to do in your business is going to come from that. If you lose this, if you lose the teacher space, that I see it happen all the time, and then you even lose the focus outcome. I see that all the time. I see studio owners, sometimes when they come to us, or new entrepreneurs, they don't know how to set goals and set clear goals and have a very clear system, a very clear goal setting system, and something that you can track and something that you can measure. Why? Well, it's not taught in certification programs. In certification programs are more about the craft. What we do at Zen Business Bootcamp is taking your craft and then turning it into your vocation. And there's going to be some alchemy there, and there's some alchemy in that transition. Okay, I promised you I would keep this brief. The next teaching we are going to look at, well, I'm not going to give it away, but we're going to now get to some of the metrics and how to navigate. Okay, so we talked about you have a destination, so you have clear outcome, and you're here and you're moving towards it. Well, when a plane flies anywhere, it's going to be off course 98% of the time. Why is that? Well, it just keeps making adjustments, and it makes adjustments as it goes. Why does it get there? Because it has a very clear destination. Well, you're going to have to do the same thing, and you have clear outcomes. But then the question is how do you track this? Okay, so how do you know where is your navigational board in your studio or in your business so that you can make good decisions? Okay, so that is going to be some of the coming attractions on the next 2 lessons. This is Master Teacher Jason Campbell, ZenBusinessBootcamp.com, wishing you peace, blessings, and abundance. Namaste.